Modern wars use up missiles faster than Western countries can build them. It's not just about money. Even with huge budgets, these weapons disappear from storage faster than factories can replace them, creating a major problem during times of global tension. Looking at conflicts in Europe or the Middle East, the rate of use is high. NATO and the United States are seeing their supplies drop to record lows, creating a dangerous weakness that's becoming impossible to ignore. This isn't just a short-term supply issue. It's a big change in military readiness because modern war moves faster than our factories can work, consuming in weeks what took years of careful planning and manufacturing to create. Leaders are under pressure to keep up, but the situation on the ground is much tougher than political talk suggests. We're facing a quiet crisis where our ability to defend ourselves is limited by the physical speed and capacity of our factories. To understand this, look at how these missiles are made. It's a complicated process that needs thousands of parts, skilled workers, and a global supply chain. When one part of that chain breaks, the whole process stops, making it hard to build things quickly. Building a high-tech missile isn't like building a car on a normal assembly line. It requires precision and rare materials from only a few places. If there's any trouble in the global market, it slows down the work on the factory floor immediately. It can take up to 2 years to build just one advanced missile. That's a long time to wait for a single unit. When you realize how many missiles are fired in just a few days of fighting, the math for a long war looks bad. Our factories were built to be cheap and efficient, not to produce large amounts of weapons quickly. We spent years using a system that saves money by keeping low stock, but that plan fails when you suddenly need thousands of missiles to replace what was used. Think about the energy and materials needed to melt steel and make complex parts. This is heavy industry at its hardest. You can't just flip a switch to make it go faster when a war starts, no matter how much money you try to spend. This creates a hidden bottleneck. It's not that we don't want more missiles, it's that the factories have physical limits. They're already running as fast as they can, yet they still can't keep up with how quickly these weapons are being used. Take the Patriot missile system as an example. It's a complex piece of tech that needs advanced computer chips and sensors. When you compare how many we have to how many we're using, the gap is getting wider every day. Imagine 2 lines on a graph. One line shows slow, steady production, and the other shows a sharp, vertical spike for usage. When these lines move apart, you end up with a huge shortage that takes years to fix, leaving the military with empty shelves. Beyond steel and chips, there's the problem of rare materials. These are needed for guidance systems and engines. They're becoming harder to get as countries compete for resources and trade relationships become more difficult and tense around the world. China has noticed this and started to limit the sale of these important materials. This puts a chokehold on Western production lines and forces us to rethink how we get the basic building blocks for our defense systems. Things are getting complicated. By controlling the supply of raw materials, they can decide how fast the West can refill its stocks. It's a form of economic power that's often more effective than a direct military fight. Factories are trying to find other options, but these parts are so specialized that there's no easy fix. You can't just swap out a part without testing the whole missile again, which adds time and cost to an already slow process. Even making military-grade chips is a challenge. These aren't like the chips in your phone. They must work in extreme heat and vibration. The factories that can make them are rare, creating a single point of failure for the entire industry. The bottleneck is everywhere, in the mines, the steel mills, the chip factories, and the final assembly lines. Every part of the process is working at its limit, leaving no room for mistakes or sudden increases in demand. This puts NATO in a tough spot. The United States wants more production, but is also running low on its own supplies. It's a difficult balancing act that requires many countries to work together, even though they all have their own limits and political goals. Relying on global supply chains was supposed to be a good thing, but now it's a major weakness. When you depend on other countries for your defense parts, you're giving them power over your ability to protect yourself, which is a dangerous position. Allies are starting to realize they can't just rely on the US to fix every problem. They're being forced to build their own factories, but doing that takes a lot of time, money, and political willpower that's hard to keep up for many years. Meanwhile, the strategic game continues. By limiting exports, China isn't just protecting its own resources, it's showing that the era of easy global trade is ending. This is the new reality of the hidden war economy we're living in today. It's a quiet war, fought with supply chains and trade rules. The goal is to outlast the other side by making it impossible for them to keep their military strong. Right now, the West is finding it hard to keep up with the pace. What's the solution? We need to change how we think about industry. We must move away from just-in-time delivery and toward a model that focuses on being ready for anything, even if that means higher costs and doing more manufacturing at home. This means building new factories, training a new generation of skilled workers, and securing our raw materials at the source. It's a long-term project that will take years to finish, but it's the only way to make sure we aren't left vulnerable. The shortage of missiles is a wake-up call. It shows that our military power is only as strong as the factories behind it. If we want to stay safe, we have to start taking the hard work of manufacturing seriously again. We're entering a time where the ability to build things is just as important as the ability to fight. The countries that master this new war economy will have the advantage in the coming years, while those that fail will be left behind. The hidden war economy is about more than just missiles. It's about the strength of our society and our willingness to invest in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and leave a like. See you next time.